The first Beatitude, let's admit it, this is a tough one. Frankly, it sounds more like a bane than a blessing. To be poor in spirit means to be humbled, to be brought low. And to think about this, I've come to the lowest place on earth. This is the Dead Sea. It's over 1,300 feet below sea level. It's 42 miles long and 11 miles at its widest point. And you won't see any fishermen down there. Fish don't live in this water. And when you go into these waters, you dare not let any get in your eyes because it really burns. The salt content is about 30% or 10 times what you'd normally find in the ocean. My first impression was that this is a most unfriendly, hot, and uncomfortable place. But after a while, it begins to feel quite different. Two words now come to me at this place, and these are words, incidentally, that I've now come to see related to all the Beatitudes. Those two words are beautiful and bountiful. This place is beautiful to me in so many ways. I love to swim. In fact, I try to swim every day. I've even been called an aquaholic. But I'll tell you, there's no place on earth like this that I've ever found where you can engage the water and relate to it in such a dreamlike way. The water here gives you buoyancy and support that's almost surreal. And for me at least, it's a kind of consciousness-altering experience. Who knows? Maybe at some level it's like a return to the womb.
This mud is very rich with a mineral.
Mineral, yeah.
And it's very healthy for everything, like skin, a muscle, a bones.
Beautiful and bountiful also, in that nature gives great gifts here. Gifts that draw people from all over the world, now as well as in ancient times. For example, Kings David, Solomon, and Herod. Also Aristotle, Cleopatra, the Queen of Sheba. Then and now, people come to experience the unique healing properties and aids to beauty from these waters. And when we come to that low place of being poor in spirit, even though we never expected at first, that can also become for us a place of beauty and bounty. You know, cancer patients often have a good head start in learning about humility and poverty of spirit. We've been brought low. We move through a rocky wasteland. So many of our illusions and our complacencies have been completely shattered. In the lonely hours of the night, we sometimes grasp that frightful awareness that I am not the center of the universe. In fact, the world may soon have to go on without me. You know, the world can go on without me. Indeed, the world will go on without me. I am not indispensable. And oh, how that can yank us back to ask. Ask as we never have before. Why am I here? What is my life all about? That kind of awareness hit me so emotionally soon after I was first diagnosed. I felt like I was thrust out into a vast unknown. You've heard that supposedly funny line for cancer patients, those that are given just a brief time to go home, get your affairs in order, don't buy any green bananas, and it's okay to tell the tax man or your boss what you really think of him. Well, soon after my diagnosis, I went to the lawyer's office with family members to see what it meant for me to get my affairs in order. I felt so spaced out. I was there. I heard everything. I answered their questions. I tried so hard to look interested, but it was as if I were in another room behind a glass wall. I was there, but I wasn't there. My world had already gone away. Or had I gone away? So much had changed beyond recognition in the way I felt or couldn't feel about my life. But I found this state of numbness eventually passes. It can be a prelude to a place of great discovery, For when we know that our time on this earth is limited and we don't have all the answers and we've so messed up and we probably haven't done all we might have with our lives, in that poverty of spirit, we may be ready as never before to receive the kingdom of God. So being weak and wounded in spirit does not have to mean that we're finished. It could mean that we're on the verge of a brand new beginning, a place where our hearts can open to that which far exceeds anything we've known before. The poor in spirit are humbled before the Creator of the universe and the giver of life. We've come to the place where we can uniquely tune into His wavelength. I love the words of John Bunyan, the author of The Pilgrim's Progress, who said, "He that is down need fear no fall." We don't need to worry about losing anything anymore. We fear we've nothing left to lose. The way up may start when we're most down. Poverty of spirit can become the path to true and new self-awareness, a realization of who we really are, where we've come from, even why we were born. So this first beatitude causes us to flip the usual way of looking at things. Poverty of spirit does not have to degrade us as nothing else. It may actually ennoble us. In fact, true poverty of spirit may come when we have caught a glimpse of the glory of God and the beauty of His holiness. In such a privileged place, we see our true smallness by comparison. And at the same time, paradoxically and wonderfully, we can then see something of our own true greatness. We've been brought to the threshold of receiving the greatest gift of all. For blessed are the poor in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of God.